The martial arts comedy-drama series Cobra Kai is arguably the pinnacle of the Karate Kid franchise to date. Fans of Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence's dojo exploits were understandably sad to see the show wrap up at the start of 2025, and are patiently waiting for a sequel to come along at some stage. Big screen release Karate Kid, Legends was touted as a follow-up to the success of Cobra Kai, but didn't really deliver as much as expected. It ranks among the worst Karate Kid movies ever made, and didn't feature any Cobra Kai character besides LaRusso and a brief cameo from Lawrence. Meanwhile, the Cobra Kai Season 6 ending may have given the franchise's two original adversaries a happy ending, but it opens up new possibilities for the younger characters introduced in the show, such as Miguel, Sam, Tori, and Robbie. The end of the series doesn't have to mean the end of the road for these characters. If the Karate Kid franchise has taught us anything through the years, it's that characters revived in the right way can be just as compelling in a new context as they were in their original stories. With movies and a TV show spanning 4 different generations already, the franchise has already proven its enduring appeal. Karate Kid, Legends was not really a sequel to Cobra Kai. Despite Johnny Lawrence's cameo appearance in Karate Kid, Legends, those expecting the movie to serve as a sequel to Cobra Kai came away disappointed. In fact, the Sony-produced movie wasn't allowed to reference the TV show directly in any way, as Netflix is the exclusive rights holder for Cobra Kai's original characters and storylines. Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso were only able to appear in Karate Kid, Legends because they're characters created for the original Karate Kid movies, meaning that they predate Cobra Kai's rights agreement with Netflix. Instead, the latest film in the franchise mirrors the story and characterizations in 1984's The Karate Kid. There are various parallels between Li Fong's journey in Karate Kid, Legends and Daniel LaRusso's story in the initial Karate Kid movie. On the other hand, the plot has very little to do with any character arcs in Cobra Kai, and even the scene with Lawrence couldn't make up for how uninspiring Li's story turns out to be. The ideal Karate Kid would revisit Miguel and the others as adults' image via Netflix. Meanwhile, if another Karate Kid release were to honor the franchise's hit TV show, then it would revive the likes of Cobra Kai's strongest fighter Miguel Diaz, and Tori Nichols, the most inspiring underdog in the series. It'd be great to see how Miguel and Tori are adjusting to adulthood. In Tori's case, adult life may include work as an online influencer and professional martial artist alongside Johnny Lawrence's son, Robbie. What's more, it'd be interesting to see whether Miguel's relationship with Sam LaRusso has survived college. It's one thing for these 4 youngsters, as well as others such as Dimitri and Hawk, to have become practiced in karate at a junior level while still at school. But for them to continue their development as martial artists as adults would be another thing entirely. Maybe it wouldn't be realistic for them all to keep going. But 1 or 2 of the Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do groups would surely be inspired to take their karate skills to an even higher level. Miguel, for example, seems like he has a great chance of conquering the world as a martial artist, perhaps even in the Olympic Games. A new Cobra Kai show would continue the franchise's cyclical themes image via Netflix. In addition to bringing back the likes of Miguel and Tori as martial artists, some of them could also return as teachers, in a nod to the traditions of Cobra Kai. It was frustrating that Karate Kid, Legends had to ignore Cobra Kai, and the lack of screen time for established franchise characters was a weak point of the movie. By contrast, an actual Cobra Kai sequel could turn multiple students into senseis of their own dojos, establishing the Karate Kid franchise's 3rd generation of martial arts mentors, who could themselves turn to Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence for advice about teaching. In this way, the cycle of Mr. Miyagi's teachings being passed between generations could continue. Will there ever be a Cobra Kai movie? Because of Netflix's exclusive rights agreement with the show's creators, Sony's Karate Kid movies can't contain any Cobra Kai characters created specifically for the TV series. For this reason, it's unlikely that we'll be seeing Miguel, Tori, Robbie, and company on the big screen anytime soon. Netflix would have to give Sony permission to incorporate these characters into one of their cinematic releases, which the streaming giant would be loath to agree to. However, Netflix themselves could fund and distribute a Cobra Kai sequel movie for the small screen, which is something that may well happen at some stage.